County District Attorney Sim Gill giving us an update on the charges against Ajayi. Let me run through them again for you. Aggravated murder, aggravated kidnapping, obstruction of justice, and desecration of a body. So we also learned this morning in about that 19-minute press conference more of the timeline of what happened to Mackenzie Lueck. It does appear that once she met up with Ajayi, her cell phone was turned off nearly immediately, and then at that point is when events transpired, which ultimately ended in her death. Let's now go live to Jason Wynn. He's been there all morning as we've been getting this update, also following this story from the very beginning. Jason, kind of give us your perspective as we learned quite a bit there from Sim Gill.
Yeah, we really did, and we also learned that Ajayi may be going into first appearance within the next 24 to 48 hours, so that's one thing that we do need to expect. The other thing that we learned from this morning is what happened at Ajayi's home when police served that search warrant. At the home, there was a human bone that was found along with part of a scalp and personal items, all matching Mackenzie Lueck's DNA profile, according to the district attorney. Now, a neighbor on the 25th then contacted Salt Lake City police and said that he detected a horrible smell from a fire behind Ajayi's backyard in a pit, and also smelled gasoline coming from that yard. And when the vehicle that we told you about was taken away from Ajayi's home that day, police and the district attorney now confirming that there was a gasoline tank inside of it, a red gasoline tank inside the trunk of that vehicle, and it did smell like a strong odor of gasoline is what was quoted. Then on the 25th, Ajayi's phone then pinged in Logan Canyon from 2:30 to 4:30, and we believe that's when this case really started to kick off and that there was a foul play investigation. Now, police then went up to Logan Canyon and they found a disturbed area of soil and found charred human remains that matched Lueck's DNA profile. Now, according to the DA, that body was found in a shallow grave, and District Attorney Sim Gill was very emotional when he started talking about the parents that were involved in this case, both Greg and Diana. And both Greg and Diana told Sim that they are very appreciative for all the work that went into this case. And Sim Gill says that this is still continuing. They're still putting in a lot of more work into this case to try to find out what happened, like what day did Mackenzie Lueck allegedly get murdered. Now, we put up a little recap of exactly what happened, and this is what we want to show you next. 31-year-old Ajayi, as seen here, was arrested on June 28th at a West Temple apartment complex for the murder of 23-year-old Mackenzie Lueck. The last 12 days, he sat in jail without bail, all while police combed through his home in Fair Park, allegedly finding human tissue remains matching Lueck's DNA, personal items belonging to her, and a bloodied bed, then her body late last week.
We have a lot to do in the investigation, and that's our commitment to the family, to the community, that we will continue with that effort, continue with that drive until we have justice for Mackenzie.
Salt Lake City police say Ajayi's crimes: aggravated murder, aggravated kidnapping, desecration of a human body, and obstruction of justice in Lueck's case. At the time, Salt Lake County District Attorney Sim Gill had this to say about Ajayi.
Presumption of innocence applies here within this legal process.
The case captured the entire Salt Lake area's attention. Mayor Jackie Biskupski, along with Chief Brown, filled with sorrow over this tragedy.
Whenever our community experiences a loss like this, the tragic circumstances have the potential to tear at the fabric of our community. I am here to ask you, to implore you, to remain respectful.
Now, again, the district attorney stating that the medical examiner is now ruling blunt force trauma resulting in brain hemorrhaging may be the cause of Mackenzie Lueck's death. And coming up in the next half an hour, we're going to continue to recap and dig deeper into all of the information that was given, including that probable cause. And I'll have that full report coming up around 11:30. I'm Jason Wynn, live at the Salt Lake County District Attorney's Office, ABC 4 News.
Okay, Jason Wynn, thank you very much for